way to just sign on to this meeting.
Yeah. Good job, Pat.
No pants required.
But just officially, so everyone's aware, we have subscribed to Zoom. For the time being, we're gonna see what happens here, but we can record, and the secretary can help with the meeting and take minutes and review the meeting if necessary, so we can have something of a record. Are we waiting for Mark? Oh, there's Mark right there. There he is.
I see Lowell. Hi, Lowell.
Hi there.
Hi.
Mark, I'm making you a host. Mark, did that work? Can you hear us, Mark? I suppose you need to type us. Looks like we're still gaining some more people.
Hey, Mark, Leah.
You know what?
Hmm.
Don't talk unless you really need to, because it just makes it really confusing.
Well, I know they're waiting for people to
I'm just
sign
saying.
in. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Oh, wow.
You're such a dork. Oh, she has a glass of wine. I like that.
Here's Leah.
Yeah.
Can we hear the Daniels family now?
All right.
I think I just heard Mark.
He's got a cold.
Oh, yum.
Dum-de-dum. Oh. You can do it.
So now you muted the whole thing? Oh, you got us talking.
So Mark, are you going to be chairing the meeting?
Okay, in lieu of technical difficulties, we'll just move forward with the general outline of just checking in with folks. I first wanted to get a check-in with folks to see where they are. Just a quick couple of sentences. Wendy and John, you guys are the first on the list there. If you want to chime in, let us know what's going on in your lives.
We're just, on day 50 of sheltering in place, except that I've been going to the office because I had a magazine to get out and things to do for the museum. And that's about it. We've been closed. We closed the Airbnb on the 14th of March and have canceled everything through June.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm sad I haven't seen you, but glad you're doing well.
Great. Thanks, Tom.
Christina, you're next on our list. Would you like to share with everyone what's going on with you?
Well, I'm going to be opening up on Wednesday with masks required for people and hand sanitizer at the door, limited traffic inside. And yeah, I just got to the point where it's either open or closed down forever. So I'm going to open.
Very well. Thanks for sharing, Christina. Caroline, you're next on our list. Just a quick update.
I didn't hear you.
Can't hear you, Thomas.
Okay, I was just asking to see if Caroline had a quick update for us. She was just next on the list. Okay, I guess maybe she can't hear us.
Caroline, are you there?
Uh-oh. She might be typing in something. Sometimes, oh, here it comes in the chat. Can you unmute me? Yes, I think I just did. You should be unmuted now. I see lips moving though, but I do not hear. So in lieu of technicals, we'll come back. Hopefully we can fix this. Gosh, I thought this was going to be better than Google. CNN. Wow, CNN has joined us. CNN, would you like to share with us what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's my first time ever doing one of these.
It's Carl.
Yeah. Don't trick us, Carl.
Yeah, so I haven't been doing much of anything.
Well, that sounds safe. Good to hear. All right, Paul.
Hey, that's me.
That is you.
No real updates here.
Okay.
I
Got
just feel like putting an iron on my face every once in a while.
Yeah, I saw that metaphorically portrayed there.
Gee, it's kind of cold. It feels good.
It feels good. I'll have to keep a reminder for that next shiner that I get.
Okay.
Take an iron to it. All right, Dakota, you're here. If you want to share with us a quick update, what's going on? I'm loving seeing people's faces and hearing what's going on. So I'd love to hear what's going on with you.
Am I unmuted or am I?
You're unmuted.
Okay.
You're good. Yeah.
Okay. Everything's good. I'm just painting and kind of chilling and waiting for this whole crap to go away.
Very well. Again, safe option. Glad to hear you're doing well. Glad to see it as well.
Thanks.
All right. Who else do we have here? Looks like we have Gordon. Gordon, thanks for joining us. Do you want to share anything of what's going on with you? Oh, I unmuted Gordon, but doesn't seem to let me unmute him. Maybe he's muted on his end.
I should be unmuted. Am I unmuted now?
There we go.
All right, good. Just sitting at home like everybody else.
Good.
Planning on opening the store up either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not quite sure which.
Very well.
That's what's going on. And we're gonna do the distancing thing and the mask thing and the little arrow pointing to people don't run into each other thing and see what happens.
Very well. That's good to know. And if anybody has any tips and tricks, Golden Gate's doing that as well, opening up Wednesday, just to shout that out. And yeah, we've talked about the arrows on the floor, so it might be a necessary thing for making people feel comfortable. Thanks, Gordon. Looks like we have Main Street Gift. How are you?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Gina, Main Street Gift Co. Hi. This is my first chamber meeting. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it because I thought I had a conflicting other meeting, but then I was a day off. So here we are.
Yay.
I'm happy to be here. Just to give you a little update, our store is closed, obviously. We have been pretty successful with doing online sales through our Facebook group. And I'm doing just shipping only or porch dropping for people. I'm just going to let everybody know that our store probably is not going to open until a minimum of June 1st, just because when we closed, logistically, that was our plan with my employees and with my husband and all the other things we have about to juggle. That was my plan. And so to do an about face would be a little bit hard for us. So we're just going to stick to our plan, either June 1st or June 15th, depending. But I wish everybody luck and support everybody on their own decision on what they think is best for their business. I think you just have to know your own business and do what you think is right. And we'll always support you for that.
Gina, I really appreciate you sharing that. We always looking for more support in every way we can for everybody. And I really appreciate you making decisions and sticking to your guns. It's been hard for some people. So I really, really appreciate all of what you do there.
Oh yeah, you bet.
It's great to hear from you. I'm glad you're hanging in.
Thanks.
Let's see, who else do we have here? Looks like we have Christy. Christy, do you want to share with us what's going on with you?
Hi there. I'm just working from home, same as I always did.
Great.
But it is really good to see all of you and really just miss things. And yeah.
Well, we miss seeing your face as well, Christy. Thank you so much for the smiles. Again, I've got this recorded so we can go back and remember all the good times we've had while we were on Zoom. Looks like I have a K Thumper. K Thumper. Uh-oh. There you guys go. There you
There
go.
we go. Are we there?
Yes.
Okay. So the county let pet grooming be an essential business a couple weeks ago. So we were able to open up the grooming section. We do it by appointment only. It's been working out pretty well. Not anywhere near where we were before all this, of course. So we're still, without the tourists and all the people coming in, it is still a struggle. We are working through our PPP application, PPP, and that is quite a struggle also, and a tearjerker in many ways, but we are trying to get that through so we can at least keep the business going once this kind of hopefully goes a little better. But without the tourists coming in and all that, as we all know in this town, that it's a big struggle. So that's pretty much where we are. We're open with appointment only, face mask, limited people in, no one allowed in the grooming section. There's no self baths. We just do full service grooming for the pets. And that's where we are. And we're going to just try to keep it going.
And we were wondering about putting tape down to make sure that everybody stays apart. And I don't know what that would be like on the sidewalk, if we should do that as well. Any suggestions?
Yes, some people are doing this. I find it very nice if I have any questions, comments, or concerns about someone's distance. It really is a great just reminder of what 6 feet actually looks like.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. We were just wondering logistically for the city if it was okay to put any tape out on the sidewalk.
I know that the
Post office has done that.
Yeah, yep. Thanks for that, Stephen. Yeah, the post office has it out there too.
Okay.
And theirs is
Okay.
reflective, so you don't trip over it. That was a joke. I can't. I don't
Got
know.
it.
My video's not working for whatever reason, so you can't see my smile.
Yeah, that's fine. I still got it.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
so that's pretty much where Main Street, Barker, and Bath is right now.
Thank you for providing that update. Yeah, we really hope that we can get through this to get everything back to somewhat of normal, right?
And since we have the
We're muted,
air,
we're muted.
Oh, okay. All right. Lowell. I see a Lowell here. Lowell, how you doing? Great headset.
I'm doing good. I got headset on so I can hear you, but the rest of the people here can't. We're open for takeouts. We have all of our employees back working, but they're not serving people so much. They're fixing things and putting new tile down and cleaning the kitchen and that type of thing. And we're serving our customers by takeout only. And I hope all of you hang in there.
It's great to hear that you're able to bring back those employees and doing something. That's just great. Wonderful to hear. And I know many people have enjoyed, including myself, that takeout. So thank you. All right. Who am I? I don't want to miss anybody. It looks like we have a Caroline that is now a Stewart.
Yes.
Hello.
Lowell, could I get a pizza to go tonight? Is it pizza night?
Oh, here. Oh, shoot. Let me try again. Go.
There. Yes,
Lowell?
yes, you can. What kind do you want? Number 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Give me, which one's got the most veggies?
Oh, the last one is all veggies. 4.
Yep, 4. Great.
What time-
Okay, sorry. Yeah, 4.
What ti-
Thank you.
What time do you want it?
When this meeting's done, I'll be right there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
Commerce and commerce. I love it.
Hi. Yeah, hi. Everybody's good.
I was going to say everybody else is muted, so I'm so sorry. If anyone else wants something to eat, please take Lowell up on his offer by sending him a message or giving him a call. Gosh, I'm sure I could unmute everybody if they needed it. You guys are smiling. I love it. You guys are great. All right, Leon. Looks like we have a Leon.
Sorry, I accidentally signed in on my kid's account. Sorry.
Oh, hey, Lisa. Great. How's it going, Lisa?
Good. I'm here with Chris because she doesn't have Zoom.
Chris, thanks for being here.
Hi.
I'm glad to see that you guys are up and running and things are going. Please share just a quick narrative of what's going on. I think everybody's just enjoying hearing about the fact that things are moving and happening and shaking.
Hey, which one of the pizzas is
Oh, I figured that out. My bad. Lisa, you still there? You still there, Lisa?
Yeah, I'm having bad internet connection. It keeps freezing. Anyway, we'll be opening tomorrow back to normal hours anyway.
Okay.
Curbside pickup. And before it froze, the food truck passed smog today, so I guess third time's the charm.
Third time. All right. Hey, how about the food truck? I get some thumbs up from Paul and Christina. Looks like we got some good excitement going on for that food truck.
And I have my health inspection tomorrow.
All the best love to you on that one. Hopefully you don't have to make the third time on that one, Lisa, but you're awesome. Thanks for sharing and thanks for being there, Chris.
Sorry, froze again.
That's okay. All right, we'll see and check in with you later.
I want to talk to her.
All right, let's see. Gosh, this is great, just hearing from folks. Lynn, looks like there's a Lynn. Lynn. Oh, is that not unmuting? Let's try this.
Hi there.
Hello.
You notice the cat on top of my head? Here's the deal. Here's the deal. We don't have a barber. I'm training the cat to work on my hair. What do you think?
It looks like it's working swell.
Works pretty good. Hi.
Is that your official full update?
I haven't given one yet. Len?
Okay, great.
Len?
We were just commenting how the cat was fixing his hair because he can't get his hair cut.
I think that's a great official haircut then.
Yeah. What's going on, Len?
We've been closed since the middle of March. We're gonna stay closed. I don't know. We're just kind of waiting to hear through May at least.
Airbnb.
Maybe June. I don't know. We're just kind of waiting to see what happens. If
We're winging it.
county, lets vacation rentals open up in June. We don't know yet.
Well, thank you for
Has
staying apprised.
anyone heard anything about that?
I'm going to unmute everyone to see if anyone else has heard anything. I have not personally, but I haven't watched any updates today, and it's Monday. So anybody else want to share with Lynn?
What was the question again? Lynn, the governor has a pretty laid out plan. Did you look at those 4 phases?
Right.
And so until the shelter in place is lifted for other counties where they can travel, and or the ban on non-county and non-essential guests, we can't do anything, which leads us to the predicament, and I missed the first few parts of this meeting, but leads us to the predicament of certain businesses opening up. And I don't know, I talked to Christina today. Are you doing more than curbside, Christina?
I'm opening up fully.
So, okay, so that's, as you know, a violation, but you said today that
No,
they're
it's not. They just changed the rules on that. That just came out that next week she can open up legally. That just came out.
Friday.
So the one that came out today saying curbside only, you know something that's coming out next week?
Yeah, it's coming out that bookstores are allowed to open up.
That came out today, and it said curbside only.
That's not what I read, but.
It's an advisory. The chief came by and talked to me today, and I've got the backing of a county supervisor. Basically, if we have our hand sanitizer at the door, ask people to keep their masks on and social distance and limit the number of people in our space, that's all they require.
We need to support you as well.
So if vacation rentals open up and take people, and Lowell takes people from outside the county, then that's cool?
Yeah, I mean, there's tourists in town now.
We have MoDOC, there's Sutter County, there's Yuba County, there's all these counties that are saying, no, we're not doing this. A county-wide lockdown is unconstitutional.
I don't want to get into an argument over that. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you the law.
But well, you're not telling me the law. The thing that came out today was curbside.
No, I'm telling you the law from an attorney.
I am just saying that if Lowell opens up and vacation rentals open up and we disregard the order, so Chamber's cool with that. The Chamber doesn't have a collective voice, but that is the situation that is going down right now.
Not by everybody, just by some.
I watched the presentation today by the governor in its entirety. The man certainly can talk, but at the end of his hour, I was a little bit confused. But they're moving to stage 2 of opening the state.
Right.
And in doing so, the 2 types of businesses that would be allowed to open that exist in Ferndale would be bookstores and clothing stores. but it sounded like to me saying that that was only for curbside pickup, which is a really weird thing for bookstores and clothing stores.
Exactly.
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, they're trying to make it
The
confusing.
guidelines will be issued on Thursday, and on Friday, they take effect with very strict regulations, you know, with nobody in the business without a mask on and so on and so forth. So that's what I gleaned from watching the entire presentation today.
And I think this stemmed from an original question from Lynn about Airbnb. So just so, I don't know, because Zoom really is a great way to have conversation. Lynn, did that answer your question very well at all? I mean, I think we're still kind of not in the full know of what is going to happen come Friday. Is that correct?
No. I mean, the governor made it clear today what is going to happen. Some people are choosing to not follow that. And the police chief is left in the situation of what to do. There's a meeting he's having tomorrow with all law enforcement. Today he said that citations would be the last resort. They're resorting to education first, etc. But I'm saying that with that situation, certain businesses choosing to do what they want to do, that opens the door for each individual to do what they want to do. And if I remember rightly, when this all started, there were certain people on social media that had a fit that allegedly inns and vacation rentals were housing people from outside of this county. So I guess that's changed.
Yeah,
right. And it was
we gotta do what we gotta do to survive. The city is going to fail if we don't support one another. It's easy when you have an essential job.
I mean, we're all adults, so I mean, when it gets down to it, if we don't want to go out and be exposed, we won't. But those that are ready and feel comfortable, as a bookstore owner, I'm going to try and make my store as approachable for those that are comfortable going out as possible.
Yeah, but you'd feel different if people were dying down.
Yeah, if people were dying, it'd be different.
Yeah, they would. So ask, what are bookstores in New York doing?
We're not New York.
So we're going to bring, so we can open up and bring visitors. So everybody's cool with people coming from other parts of the county to Ferndale, or other parts of the country.
No.
People have survived pandemics in the past.
Wait, not okay with that?
Well, then stay home.
People have survived epidemics.
So inns and lodging establishments should follow the directive, but bookstores and other stores in Ferndale shouldn't.
I think if you own a business, then you have an opportunity. It's your choice. You're an adult, like Christina was saying, and I support her. You have a choice to do it the safest way possible. But you know what? Us losing everything that we work for is not worth this at all. And if you want to stay home, stay home. Protect yourself.
Those who have to die just have to die.
Just stay home.
So that wasn't the question I posed.
There's people that don't have an income. How are we supposed to support our kids?
I'm not asking that. I'm saying, is it cool that people come from outside of the county to stay in Ferndale lodging establishments? Because I'll open up if we're all just going to ignore the directive, then I guess we'll just bring people from outside here.
Well, Caroline, I know there's.
I have Stephen that just raised his hand. I just muted everybody. Stephen, if you would. Wow, I'm able to do this hand raising thing. So let's see if this works here. Go ahead, Stephen.
Okay. I think part of the concern is that the masks don't protect the person who's wearing them so much as keeping other people from catching what they have. And as we get more people coming into town from Modoc County or wherever, they may be bringing the virus in with them. And the reason we haven't had any serious outbreaks here is not just good luck. It's because we've been following the guidelines that have been put in place. And I think it's fine that we have some essential businesses that are opening, and I think the following the guidelines is important. And as businesses can begin to open up, I think it's good. My concern is that if people begin making their own decisions independently based on their own personal needs, which I understand, but we have a collective situation here that is beyond all of us to cope with. I just want to be able to feel comfortable going downtown myself. And I've been noticing a few people coming into town without wearing masks, going into stores and things like that. And it doesn't take much to begin to unravel. We get a couple of people from out of town coming in, going into a store, who are carrying, pick up something, handle something, somebody else comes in, picks it up. It doesn't take long before at some point we're going to start getting some infections in town. And if people are comfortable with the fact that say, look, that's the price we have to pay in order to keep the town viable, that's a collective decision that people are making for somebody else. I'm just not sure how to handle it. None of us have gone through this before, but I do know that as a society, there have been a lot more deprivations for a lot of people over time. There was the Great Depression, and people were asking the same things. How am I going to survive? How am I going to do this? And people figured out a way to go. There weren't any choices then. During World War II, people had gas rationing. You couldn't just go places. It was people were doing things, having to have privations. We haven't been locked down for all that long at this point. And it's all of the prospects are that it's going to be a while, really until we get a vaccine, before people begin to feel really comfortable about going out. So I think, if businesses want to open up, I'm not sure how many people want to frequent them. But I think with a lot of the businesses, curbside can work. If somebody orders the book online and wants to come and pick it up, what it does mean is you can't browse. And that's one of the hardships that people who enjoy going into bookstores face. There's no easy way out of this. And but I think that having some sense of order and following the guidelines is essential to keeping the civil order in place. So those are my 2 cents.
Thank you, Stephen, for sharing that and for raising your hand. Just so I can keep us on track real quick, I'm going to continue down the line. I know we're having some great conversation, but there's a few people that we haven't gotten to that I want to make sure actually gets a chance to speak if they'd like to share with us what's going on. So I'm just going to go down the line if we could. Looks like we still have Mark and Leah with us. Mark and Leah, hopefully we can hear you. I see you.
Can you hear us?
Yay!
Oh, good. So we closed down our baristas. We felt like we were putting them in danger, even though we were considered essential. The contact that they have to face all day, every day, was making me uncomfortable. It turns out was making them really uncomfortable. And so we just closed that business down, and we're just waiting. We're trusting the experts, the epidemiologists of the world who have spent decades studying pandemics to tell us what to do, and they are. I'm going to adhere to that. That's my 2 cents worth. I don't think that my need to have my business open gives me the right to put anyone in jeopardy. That's where I'm at. Anyway, that being said, I do have my contracting business. It's about at 50%, but I'm surviving. And I'm super happy that I do have that. And that Leah's a great at-home, she's been doing the mom school, and the girls are completely entertained and educated every day. So in our house, things are good, and I'm going to wait it out and come back with a vengeance when the time is right.
We want to do what's best for our community, and that's also to keep them safe.
Thank you, Mark and Leah. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we were able to get that mic figured out. Yeah, it's absolutely a struggle when I'm hearing you say 50%, right? And lower. Some people are saying 50% lower in some other businesses, or none at all, right? It's just,
But you know, you get frugal and
Yeah.
you creative, and it's actually, you know, we're surviving. So yay.
well,
Yeah, neighbors pull together. So
good deal. I like seeing you from a distance in the back alley.
Where we're at right now.
Alrighty. Well, I'm just gonna keep going on here. It looks like we have an iPhone that joined on. I don't know who it is. I can't see. It doesn't look like an iPhone. Or is that Liz? I just unmuted you and your screen, you popped up here.
Oh, hi.
Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Couple cent. What's going on with you? Maybe you have some information to share U.S. Bank-wise.
So let's say Thursday, we started funding the payment protection program, and this week, that's kind of what we're just going to continue to keep doing. You know, there is other resources out there, so if anybody has businesses, just you could private message me, and we can see what we can do on our end to try to help out.
Great.
But that's pretty much what I've been working with recently. And then, yeah, besides that, nothing really new. So everyone kind of knows my information. So if you need to get a hold of me privately, you can. And we can try to see what we can do.
Okay. And if you need to, before we all jump off here, you can go to iPhone on the chat pod and you can reach Liz.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Liz.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we have Omaga still yet. Let me unmute here.
I do not know why it came up as Omaga. When I signed in, I put my full name in, so that's kind of funny.
It might be a computer name too. I'm not sure.
No, my name's Lisa.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I run the Ferndale Information and Conversation page.
Oh,
So
great.
that's what I do. I have a H&L. I do hair, nails. I'm a barber. And I work at Frederick and Charles Beauty College, not now because I was laid off, and I'm a single mother of 2 children. So my question is at what point do I say, I can't do this anymore? How do I pay for my family? I'm the breadwinner, and, you know, at what point do I work or not work? No, the governor said that I'm the least essential of everyone, and it will be the last to open up. And I'm sure many of you agree with that. But I'm going to tell you right now, with what I do, people need me. And I have so many people who talk to me privately because people don't want to sit here and have a conversation, be attacked.
Oh, no. Lisa, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Oh, no. I'm frozen. Everybody is frozen.
I support your businesses on our page. And you know what? I'm important too. My job is essential too because it feeds my children. So at what point do I sit here and say, you know what? Don't risk this, don't risk that. Well, that's not how America was built. And so I'm essential because I feed my kids this way. So at what point do you tell me I have to stay home and I can't do this anymore? I've been at home for what, 50 days? You know, I need to take care of my family, and I'm not getting government assistance. And if I've applied for it, I'm waiting for it, but I've never been on unemployment. I've always worked. It is not the government who takes care of my health. It's me. They take care of my constitutional rights, and that's what they're infringing on. I've talked to constitutional attorneys. I have one ready to represent me. I'm ready to sue the county. I've already talked to Rex Bone. I've already talked to the sheriff. They already know I'm about to sue this freaking county because what they're doing is constitutionally unacceptable. And I already have the paperwork and everything ready to go. So we had a protest on Friday. Yes, I was a big part of that. And we had a lot of people joining us. There was over 300 people there. I don't care what North Coast Journal or any of the other news outlets say. We had a lot of people there, and they were business owners. Us business owners need to stick together and support one another. And we need to do it in a safe way. But I'm not going to be that silent person just to go with it, just so that I can be railroaded and publicly shamed by people who disagree with me. We have to stick together because our businesses need to survive, for us to survive, and our community to survive. tax revenue comes from people like us. You know, I see the VI, I see Papa Joe's. I mean, we are buying as much as we can from these establishments, but you know what? It's not enough. You know, Eel River and Fortuna had to lay off 25 employees. We have to stick together and we have to stand up for this. I get it. I'm not saying there wasn't an issue. I'm just saying at this point, we have to take a chance, because people like me, we have to feed our kids. And if I have to go underground to cut hair and do barbering, I'm going to have to do what I have to do, because it's not fair for me. It's not fair for my kids to go without because I can't feed my kids because I'm not allowed to work when I'm perfectly capable and healthy. And so I just want to say I appreciate everybody on here, whether you agree with me or not, but the opportunity for us all to get together and talk about things. I support all of your businesses all the time, you know, whether it's the coffee shop or it's the garden or the, you know, the street vendors, or, you know, Lisa's business or Pizza Co. I support all of you regardless of your political views or how you feel. But right now, we have to look at bigger than just those ideas, because people like me, as a single mom with kids, I mean, I got to do something. I got to do something.
Hey,
So-
Lisa, I really appreciate you voicing and being a part of the conversation today. I know that there are many of my friends that I'm communicating with across the country that are going through nearly the exact same thing in the beautician world and Barbary. I have a very heavy heart for you, so thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your life. Really, honestly, now I'm just getting kind of emotional because of it. Thank you
Well,
for.
I appreciate all of you guys. I mean, regardless of where we stand, we're all hurting.
Yeah.
You know. So thank you.
Yeah. So I do want to continue on. Looks like we have a couple more. Pat, if you would like, please. I'm gonna unmute you here. Please share with us what's going on.
I know. Anybody want an update on the Concours d'Elegance? Okay, I see a couple of hands going up.
Sure.
There's been a whole lot of activity in the Concours world, and it's all been pretty negative. Most of the shows that precede us have been canceled. The real big one each year worldwide is Pebble Beach. And they pulled the plug about 2 weeks ago, I guess. Mercedes was one of their primary sponsors to the tune of $1.25 million for a car show. And Mercedes pulled the plug, and Jag was ready to pull the plug on them, and they were going to be losing money after that. So they pulled the plug on that show for only the second time since 1950. I think, am I still here? Everybody? Am I still on?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Suddenly I have Wendy's lovely face all over my screen. Hi, Wendy.
That's Wendy and John. Don't forget John.
No, he's not there. He's blocked out. But anyhow, as long as you can hear me. As it stands right now, we will be the first Northern California Concours in September. The season normally starts in June, but all those concours in June, July, and August have been canceled. There's one in Carmel, which is still kind of outstanding, and that's in August. They haven't pulled the plug yet, but we'll wait to see. As our chief of field for our sanctioning body, Sports Car Club of America, Darren Townsley, said to me, one of two things is probably going to happen. Either nobody's going to show up for your concours, or you're going to be absolutely mobbed. So I guess time will tell. It is a large gathering, as you know. Newsom has said, I believe, the last thing he will open up will be large gatherings, you know, like sporting events and such. If you look at our website on the homepage, it has a photograph from up in the air. Carl, you might have taken that, and it shows our street just jam-packed with people. So I'm sure we get a couple thousand people probably for that each year. So we'll just have to wait to see if we can open. We have something of an artificial drop dead date of July 15th. If we don't know by July 15th whether we can have it or not, we might pull the plug on it then. We're holding off on all advertising because that's expensive, and if the show gets canceled, it's totally wasted where we could use that money next year. Anyhow, we're still moving ahead as as if it's going to happen. Just yesterday, I sent a ton of updates to the website to Sherry, who maintains it. She's our webmaster, and she acknowledged getting those. So you'll start seeing changes to that website pretty soon. And I hope to have the registration form completed later this week. And Stephen, I'd like to get together with you on that as well, because you and I had talked about creating that together. So that's pretty much it, Concours-wise. I do want to thank Dakota for a commissioned painting that she did that came out beautifully. It was for my brother's, this is scary, my brother's 80th birthday. And that was a month ago now, and I still haven't been able to get it to him. He lives in Daly.
Oh.
So eventually, well, maybe it'll just be his 81st birthday present. But
Nice.
a beautiful painting of a locomotive that my brother had taken a photograph of.
Oh,
So
thank you, Pat. You're awesome.
Okay, Pat, I just want to make sure that you know that you had the most comprehensive update of the entire chamber so far, and that's just because there was like a date.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out,
Oh, I
Thomas.
apologize. Great internet service. I just wanted to say that you had the most comprehensive update of the entire chamber.
Oh.
There's even official dates, July 15th. That's something I can put in my mind for the first time in a while. So good.
Yeah, that's flexible, but that's
Okay.
what we're looking at now.
Very well, very well. Well, I think I covered everybody and making sure that everyone got a chance to speak. Lynn had her physical hand, not just her digital hand, up as well. Looks like Stephen raised his hand again, but I just wanted to give Lynn a chance if you want to, Lynn. Again.
Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to say, as far as vacation rentals go, that there's a mandate by Humboldt County, and until that's lifted, we can't take any tourists in unless they're essential workers. So I don't know when that's going to be. I have a feeling it'll be like maybe stage 3 or 4, because bringing tourists in could create, like Stephen said, a lot of issues. And
Correct.
we're totally on board with that. Community comes first.
Thank you, Lynn, for sharing that. I appreciate that. That's good clarity. And Stephen, I just unmuted you if you needed to share something and get more.
Yeah, I wanted to let people know that Faircurve Farm has been working away throughout this entire process. Today they brought in somebody to help them out, and on Saturday they will be setting up their table at the intersection of Main and Shaw as usual. They'll have the regular hours. They have a pretty limited supply of what they have, but it's beginning. They will be going through all of the regular steps the farmers markets need to do. One person handling cash, somebody else handling the produce, bagging it for the person, and so forth. But that's a really nice upbeat thing, because having a local farm in town is great. And Aubrey was out delivering today to people's homes. So it's going really well. She's really grateful to the community for the support. They have 60% more signups this year than last.
Oh,
and
wow.
We are planning a much broader variety of produce. You probably have seen the 3 greenhouses that got set up. Those are now getting filled with starts and with in-ground tomatoes and things that they can grow in a greenhouse that wouldn't do otherwise very well out in the salt air. So that's really nice.
Thank you for that update. And oh, I actually can see someone raising their hand. Hold on, gotta scroll. We got so many people participating. Thank you. And Caroline. Oh no, what happened? Try this again, one more time. Go ahead.
There I am. Sorry, I can't find my raise on Stuart's computer. I can't find the raise my hand thing.
Oh.
Anyway, is Gordon still on here?
I see him, yes. Gordon is unmuted now for you.
I missed the first part of the meeting, but I think it's really important that we acknowledge the passing of Sharon Green. And you guys didn't talk about her, did you, at the beginning?
We have not.
And I'm sorry, Gordon, but I just feel it just 22 years, I think, the Ferndale Emporium.
Yes.
Such an amazing, amazing, beautiful store that we all just, like many things in Ferndale, always, for lack of a better word, took for granted that it's always there and always was filled with just such beautiful things that you and Sharon took the time to select. I can't tell you how many wonderful things that are part of our house have come from the Ferndale Emporium. And Sharon is just involved with the chamber over the last 22 years. Gordon, of course, involved, but been through a lot. Sharon saw a lot that the chamber went through. And I just think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the passing of yet another long-time chamber volunteer and wonderful woman.
Thank you very much, Caroline.
Yeah. And then the souvenir edition, I don't know if any of you read last week's Enterprise, but that's a tough call. This is my 25th souvenir edition in a row. And so can't really go ask businesses, to be involved in it for financial reasons. And of course, secondly, who knows what will be open, when they'll be open, what new protocols might be in place. I'm envisioning that if we do one this fall, maybe, hopefully, that we can maybe include, all the new, for instance, at Lowell's Place, all the new restaurant protocols that have to be in, et cetera, but who knows at this point. So that's the situation with the souvenir edition. So it's unfortunate. So between that and Airbnb, we're hurting along with the rest of you big time. But we personally are going to we're not opening our vacation rental because A, it's against the order, and B, I don't want to bring people from out of the county here that possibly could infect Ferndale. And if any of you have been reading the historic articles from the Ferndale Enterprise, it is fascinating to watch what happened 100 years ago and the route that the pandemic took. So that's the situation. But when we can do a souvenir edition, hopefully we are willing to heavily subsidize it as much as we can so that we can get the word out that when we are reopened, come and see us. If any of you get a chance to listen to Brian Chesky, Lowell did on LinkedIn, he's the CEO of Airbnb, and he was interviewed by the editor-in-chief of LinkedIn last week. And it's not so much about travel and Airbnb. Well, it is about travel. It's about the fact that he predicts small towns are going to be where it is at when people can travel. They're going to get the heck out of San Francisco, the heck out of cities, and they've learned they can work remotely, and they are going to come to small towns with wide open spaces. And it's really worth viewing, even if you're not in the lodging business, just because I don't even chime in, Lowell, but I found it very optimistic and exciting that, of course, if we can all make it through to the other side, I think the sky is the limit. And I'd be curious to see what Lowell thought about that interview.
Yeah, well, she's right. There is a lot of optimism for places like us. There's a sadness for cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles because they're going to be hurting for a long time, and people are going to avoid that for a long time. But it seems like the cure for this problem is places like us. And so Chesky did speak to that, and so have several other organizations around the country, including the American Hotel and Lodging Association, believing the same thing. So in the long run, I think we've got a bright future, but I really want to see everybody survive and be here when this is over. I don't want to see anybody go down. And I've got my own feelings about that. I don't know what's right or wrong, but I know we got a county of about 150, 200,000 people. We've had 54 sicknesses, We've had 52 of them totally recover. We had 4 of them go to the hospital, and nobody has died. By golly, our problem isn't very big at all, and we're sure sacrificing a lot. But I understand if you started bringing the hordes of people from outside, that might change. But we really don't have a problem. We have more kids fall off of bicycles in a week than that and get hurt. So, there's a perspective here to look at. But I'm playing the game. I'll play along.
Absolutely.
Thomas? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
So this wasn't my idea, and I can't take credit for this. And if the person who is on this thing wants to take credit for it, I would love for that person to do that. So it was an idea that when we get close to that opening up, when the government supports our opening up, what if we had a street party? What if we had, like, once we get everything going and we just say, you know what, on this date, we're opening our hotels. All of our vendors are going to come out on the streets. We got books. We got the best barbers and Cosmos and the best restaurants. I mean, this wasn't my idea, so I'm not going to take credit for it. And this person, but it was, let's advertise Ferndale. Let's do it. Let's say, when this opens up, what better place than Ferndale? Bring us as much as we can when it's time. I mean, we could have, our vegetables on the streets. We can have our restaurants. I mean, just open us up and we start planning a big opening instead of us sitting here thinking about the negatives. Maybe us, instead of sitting here and being against each other, maybe start talking about what are we going to do when we get that green light and we get the party started and we get people come to Humboldt and we advertise like crazy.
Lisa, that's great. I don't know.
It's not mine. I can't take it.
No, very well. I hear you. And you know what? I think that was actually said at one of our last meetings. And Kay Thumpers, we will get right to you. I see you have your hand raised, I think, still, unless it's frozen. We think the same thing. I think everybody last time we talked was, yeah, we need to have a big celebration. That was something that was discussed, and I don't know if that
to look forward to. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? We are talking about that as far as marketing when that time happens, when Lowell was saying and Caroline was saying that, it is the small communities that people are going to want to go to big, wide open spaces. It was Richard Spangler, I believe, in Humboldt. Oh gosh, I can't remember all the right acronyms right now, was saying, yes, that is going to be Humboldt in small areas that will come back and boom. And that we need to be
the leaders.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What I would love to do, because I haven't interfaced with you a lot yet, is actually talk with you about that as far as our marketing committee. We haven't met and talked much at all in these COVID times, but I would love to talk with you about that. Absolutely, because there are people that are willing to do something and really to solve.
We got Paul. Paul's like amazing. He can put on a show like no one, right?
That's right.
Right, Paul?
Well, the last meeting, I think everybody's gotten a chance to talk. I just want to unmute it for a few minutes. And if anybody else wants to talk and share some resources or, hey, maybe start brainstorming about this party, I just want everyone to have the opportunity to do so and see if we can be productive about it just for a few more minutes.
Great. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, very welcome. Everybody's on
thank
mute.
you, Thomas.
I just wanted to put a shout out to Caroline and Stu for putting in ads for businesses in the paper and not charging for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm off screen drinking heavily. I'm back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was just putting a shout out, Caroline.
I heard it. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wish we could do it a lot more.
We did get some business through that, so it did work, and thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to say party on, Garth, so long as you have your mask and your distance or whatever.
Hey, I just want to say thanks to Thomas for stepping up and hosting these meetings. You're doing an awesome job, Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yes, good job.
And I'd like to let people know that Humboldt County has done pretty well with bringing money in from the different stimulus programs. As of this morning, about $107 million have come into the county.
Wow.
Different programs. Some of those are loans. Some of them don't have to be paid back if people continue to pay employees and so forth. So that's a real plus for the county and so forth.
If anyone hasn't applied for it yet, if you look up the EIDL, it's like a $10,000 grant for small businesses that you don't have to pay back from. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I think it's kind of just like when you apply it, they do it in order. So
it just takes time. It takes time.
I think it's $1,000 per employee. I got it.
That's the PPP. It's different. It's EIDL. It's different.
Business loan, yeah. It takes a while to get the money, but yeah.
Yeah, SBA has it closed right now because there's too many applications for the EIDL. Once it's open, SBA will open it up.
Thank you, Lynn.
The SBA grant, the emergency grant, was $1,000 per employee, and I'm just one employee, just me, and I got it right away. And unemployment got applied for the gig economy for my Airbnb, and that is, I got notice today that yes, you're accepted. So that's great.
And awesome. I'd like to thank the local banks, those who participated in the process of helping local businesses apply for the funds. I know that my wife applied for something for her business, and there was a banker who worked through the weekend with all of their clients trying to get them their applications in on time for the first round. So the big banks was one thing, but I think having some of the local banks and the local branch people have been tremendous at helping everybody kind of get through this.
Yeah.
What's the plan moving forward? When's our next meeting? When should we talk? Should we do this weekly, monthly? I mean, it seems everything going on right now, we should probably be communicating a lot more. Even though we're on different ends, I think we want to work collaborative and work together to create a future for us. So should we be doing this on a weekly basis maybe, because right now it's imperative that we are working as a community to make sure that we are moving forward. Regardless what our situations are and our opinions, it seems like we have a really amazing group here that really want to work together. And I think that we should move on it and be excited about it and use the energy that we all have so that we have, a positive future to keep moving forward. I really think that we should be doing this more than just once a month. I think right now it's like I said, imperative we all work together regardless. And what do you guys think about us doing this weekly?
I don't have anything going on Mondays right now.
None of us are working.
Yeah, so if we wanted to do Mondays like this is what used to happen as a chamber. It was every Monday everyone would get together.
This is great.
And maybe at a time like this, if others feel that would be somewhat beneficial to them, they can shout out right now. Everybody's unmuted. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think that
5:30.
Especially as things start to get lifted, it'd be great to hear everybody's input.
Yeah, I agree with her.
Mm-hmm. I think next week is your board meeting, though, isn't it?
It is, but that makes it easy. I mean, everybody's open to attend the board meetings, so it's the same. It'll be the same call-in number and Zoom link. So yeah, we'll have the board meetings, and then we can talk about whatever. Just have a conversation.
You email those out?
I apologize. Can you say that again?
You email the number out again before Monday?
I will, absolutely. Yeah, I will just I'll just set a schedule for it.
Is it all right do you guys want us to invite more people, or do you think it could get too crowded, or do you guys want to just keep it where we're at? Because it seems like we have a really good group now, but
I think maybe probably stick to business owners would be the only thing I would suggest.
I think that's a great idea.
Members.
Yeah.
Chamber members.
Chamber members, sorry, that's what I mean.
Members, and I hope that everybody has joined the chamber or is a chamber member, considering this is also the time when the chamber membership drive starts. So hopefully everybody can renew their membership.
Absolutely.
Who
We've got board elections coming up in June, and we're still without a president. So.
Do remember that next week is our board meeting.
Correct.
It's open to anyone, but primarily it's the board members who attend that meeting.
Correct.
Yeah,
But,
5:30.
I absolutely invite anybody who wants to come and do that.
Right now would be a great time to promote chamber. Like, I'm not even on board yet, and now I want to jump on board, and I think it's a great time to get everybody involved, because right now people are really wanting to be involved.
It's really invigorating.
It is, and it's really fun to see people right now. Just I'm on social media. Everyone, I think everybody knows that, and people think that I'm like the social media guru. But literally, I just look at insights, and I just look at things that actually make things work. I'm not typically the designer or the poster. I try to help navigate that, and I will say I have been engaging more on Facebook now than I ever have. Not because I have more time, but because people are engaging more. Because people are posting, people are engaging and liking and tagging other individuals for things that they might do in person. And so I do appreciate the idea that we can collectively come together more and more often. And I'm excited for the next board meeting to do that, because we definitely need a president. I took hold in lieu of technological advancement challenges tonight, but I got to go back and try to write some semblance of meeting minutes for this, so that we have something for the newspaper. So if anyone wants to join the meeting next Monday, it'll be the same link, and if you show up, you might just get elected president.
If you don't show up, you might just get elected president.
That's right, Pat. And if you don't show up, you might just get elected. I just wanted to take a quick second for anybody else that wanted to chime in. It's been about an hour for our expectations. That's kind of.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize for the noise in the background. My bar's full. Actually, it's my employees are having way too much fun because they got nobody to wait on.
Oh.
That's where all the noise comes. Hey,
Lord, my pizza better be ready. Okay.
Hey,
Your pizza's ready.
Dakota, I can't wait to see what you've come up with in your lockdown.
Thank you.
I bet it's going to be amazing.
Thank you. It's
Stay healthy, everyone.
kind of going crazy in here.
I'd like to thank everybody for participating. This has been a great meeting. I think very encouraging, a lot of upbeat discussion, and I think optimism for the future. So that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
And, thanks very much. And thank you, Thomas, for chairing this session.
Absolutely. Anytime I can corral, I try. All right.
So can I just build on what
some of your help.
what Lisa said earlier? Can I just make a comment?
Absolutely.
Really quick. So like about being scared for the future and stuff, and I know it's really easy to sit here and like I'm in an okay position because I saved all of my money last year, thank God. I don't even like I'm just a saver, but I paid my rent for the year and I'm kind of just sitting here waiting for this to be over. So, and it's easy for me to sit here and say that in that position, but I really encourage anybody who's feeling frustrated or like scared or can't afford a meal or can't afford rent or something, like reach out to your community and talk to us. And like your neighbors love you and your neighbors are going to be here for you. And we really are all in this together. I know somebody donated a little bit of money to my friend, and I don't want to just throw her under the bus, but her store, they gave her like $1,000 just to help her stay afloat. And it like brought tears to my eyes. Right. So, I mean, our community is here for us. We love you guys. So reach out if you need anything.
Well, can I throw something out there though? And I don't want to, I don't really want to put somebody else's personal story out there, but I do know somebody in our community that is hurting right now. And I know there's other people, and we've done it as well as to donate, but Andy, the boat builder, needs a place to stay. But I heard that and it breaks my heart because it breaks my heart because he's one of us, so if anybody has anywhere that knows that he could stay somewhere, maybe throw that out there.
Yeah.
But we don't want to let him suffer because of what's going on. So just a thought.
Thank you, Lisa. And that's an Artisan Alley there, Andy?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was correct.
Yeah. So I heard it, and I just want to make sure that if anybody has something available that maybe they could donate. because he's a pillar in our community.
Yeah, does anyone else have anyone that they'd like to nominate or share? Just because I feel like if people don't know, we're not able to do anything, and it's really hard to reach out.
Does anybody know anybody else who's hurting the community that maybe we could help out financially or monetarily or food wise or anything? I know there's a lot of moms.
Yeah, I'll take all the help I can get.
There you go.
Dish. I'll wash a dish.
I do know that the senior resource group offers free meals once a day. So if Andy needs at least one hot meal a day, that's an option.
He needs a place to stay. He I think with the food, I mean, we've been donating quite a bit, so I think he just needs a place to stay.
Okay, just.
But thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's awesome.
The meals are free only if someone is relatively destitute. Otherwise, it's $6 per meal.
Okay. Gotcha.
Maybe
with some of the bed and breakfasts that we have that we're not using.
I think that Andy's situation has been talked about extensively. I don't think this is the place to talk about it. I know the Ferndale Community Chest has been talked to and some other entities. I know Mark and Lee, if they're still on here, we've done a deep dive on some situations with him. So I don't know this is the place to talk about that.
It's probably not, but you know what? When people are having a hard time, I think you take opportunity when you can. So that's why I threw it out there. I don't like talking about other people's personal business. It's not my thing, but I don't want to see Andy hurting. I agree with you.
Okay, guys, if you need to reach out to anyone else, please do so offline. Thanks so much for hosting this. It seems like if we're coming to this, we'll continue to host this every week. It sounds like for Mondays, if anyone would like to join.
Monday at 5:30.
And cool. Maybe make that into a future planning of the marketing committee, since, hey, it sounds like that's some efforts that we might want to put into it. So thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Sounds good. Bye.